Phil, the real estate tech guy, and this is Global Real Estate TV's 5-minute real estate exam prep tip. Well, on my previous broadcast, I gave you a couple of tips for test day, the big exam day, and today I want to kind of continue on and give you a couple of more tips that I believe can help you pass the real estate exam on the first attempt. And so today I want to just remind you to read the questions 2 or 3 times. Now, in the previous episode, we talked about, a couple of things. Number one, if you don't recognize an answer, skip the problem. Chances are they will probably answer that question as you continue on through the test. And I also mentioned, don't worry about people who are finishing early, because I recently had to take the exam for Oklahoma to get my school approved in Oklahoma. And it was interesting, the girl next to me was taking her barber exam. We just kind of briefly spoke for a moment. You weren't supposed to do that. But we were speaking, and she said she was taking her barber exam, and she said, "How many questions is your exam?" And I said 150. She said, "Mine's only 50 questions." So, when you're in the middle of the exam and you're taking this, and you're already your nerves are on high alert, and you see people get up and leave, just remember they may not be there for the same exam you are taking. So there could be people who finish early. And there could be some folks who are taking the real estate exam. If they tell you that and they leave early, they may only have to take a portion of the exam, because if you pass, in Missouri we have 2 parts. Most states have 2 parts to the exam, and if you pass the national, you don't pass the state, you only have to take the state exam. So there could be people just taking a shorter version of the exam. So don't let that mess you up. And I also talked about these big, long, jumbo questions with lots of facts, figures, data, and stuff to just, that old song from the 70s, freak out. I'm not going to sing that song for you. Okay, good, right? But they're trying to freak you out, okay? And a lot of times they just want one little piece of information from that problem, and they're like softballs. But when you click the next button and that question pops up and you see all of this stuff, it can really mess with your mind. So if you see a long, big question, take a deep breath, don't panic, and just read through it, find out what they want you to answer. Chances are it could be something very minute. Today I want to remind you to read the questions 2 or 3 times. The questions are written in such a way that sometimes you could miss very important information on the first read. It happens to me all the time. And I'm the instructor. I've been doing this since 1987. I have my real estate license in several states. I have a master's degree in real estate. I've taught this over and over. And I know this material frontwards and backwards, and lots of times I miss questions because I didn't read it carefully. And sometimes it's 2, 3 reads that you pick up on specific information. I've had some students tell me, "John, thank you so much for encouraging me to read the questions 3 times, because on that 3rd read, I finally got what they were wanting me to answer." So a very good friend of mine, Denny Pogue, Denny was still alive last I heard. He had moved away, but he was a broker and a friend for many, many years. And Denny used to always say, read the questions 3 times, once for yourself, once for your instructor, and once for the exam, the people that are grading your test. And I think that's so true. You really need to read the question and all the answers 3 times. You have plenty of time to take the exam, so don't worry about that. So I'm just here to tell you, if you read the question 3 times and all the answers, it will help you eliminate and get down to those 2 possible answers, and then the ability to get the right answer. Well, These are important for you. You know, to me, and our 5 minutes is up right now, but I just want to finish with this. Mentally preparing for the exam is so important. That, to me, can make or break you for the passing the test. And these tips I'm giving you, and I'm going to give you a couple more as we go along throughout this week, you need to follow them. You need to apply them in your daily practicing, and they will help you pass the real estate exam on the first attempt. Hey, we are getting people subscribing left and right, or at least it seems like it, and I need you to subscribe. If you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so today. You can select the subscribe button, hit the little bell for alerts. That way when we go live, you'll be notified and you can go watch the videos that we do. But I'm telling you what, it'll help you pass the real estate exam on the first attempt. And I'm going to tell my friends out there who already have their real estate license, you need to be reminded and learn the information we're going over on this channel, because it will help you be a better real estate professional and help you pass the real estate. No, well, you've already passed it, but help you increase your income is what I wanted to say. So thanks for watching. Follow us here on YouTube. Go over to our Instagram, Facebook. Follow us there. Don't forget we have a podcast. You can go out to iTunes or Spotify, Podbean, and listen to our podcast. And finally, go to globalrealestateschool.com and check out our practice resources to help you pass the real estate exam on the first attempt. Thanks for watching. And if you watched it all the way to the end, thank you. I appreciate that. Have a great day.